Good.
Okay. Questions for Henry?
What did you think of the game against Tech, and how did you feel like your game has improved since last year?
I thought it was an unbelievable environment, especially for an exhibition game. I think our younger guys were able to experience something before the season as far as playing in a packed house and kind of dealing with some adversity. I thought we played well. Texas Tech came out. They shot the ball really well, especially from three-point line. But I think we did all the right things leading up to it and even during the game. I would say I just tried to do what's best for the team, whether that was rebounding, passing the ball, playing off 2 feet, defending well on the other end. I just tried to do whatever helped us put us in a position to win.
Now, Henry, in years past, A&M seems to have gotten off to slow starts in the non-conference. Obviously, given what happened Sunday, there might be more reason to expect something like that, at least on our end. From what you see inside the program, what about this team tells you that it's going to be different this year?
I just think that we're taking one day at a time. I don't think we're looking forward. Like I was talking to Coach earlier, we want to be good today so we're great tomorrow. And I think that, that's something that we've kind of preached throughout this whole process, throughout this whole year. I think last year we kind of jumped the gun a little bit and started focusing on teams down the road and weren't focused in the moment. And so I think, just kind of being right where our feet are and taking it day by day and doing the right things so we can be, a better team down the road.
How do you try to, I'm sure you want to come into this year and you want to help the team more if you can than you did last year. How do you kind of find that balance between, like you said, just finding your place to do stuff on the floor with, I guess, that natural human instinct of like, I want to go out of my way to make the extra play or do a little bit more? How do you, I guess, kind of thread that needle?
I think it's just reps and reps of playing basketball. It's a fine line between good and great, and throughout the game, you realize that there's a fine line and stuff like you were just saying of like, do I make that extra play? Do I go after this? I think you have to kind of be within yourself and trust yourself. Your confidence can only really come from your work. So, I've worked a ton this off season, worked a ton right now. And so, I'm confident in the things that, this team is doing what I'm doing.
Game 1 on Monday, just how excited you get back and read?
Oh, super excited. Guys in the locker room, especially new guys, are just, they're eager to get out there, eager to play in front of the 12th man. We're excited. We know, how the year ended last year and how packed Reed was every game, especially those last stretch of the SEC games. And so we're excited. I know the 12th man will be there, and can't thank them enough.
You mentioned those newcomers, and as somebody like you who's so publicly stated his love and appreciation for this university, what have you told them about playing in front of this fan base and in this building?
I told them embrace it, man. You're only really here, 4 years, some guys 5, some guys 6 with the new rules, but you're only here for, a couple of years. So I think you have to embrace every moment. You have to, it's fun when it's a close game, packed house. It's just a different environment. I think from my time when I first came here to last season, kind of see how we've progressed, we've increased the amount of people coming to the games and just the love around the game. I think last year the fans truly, were into the games. They knew things that were happening. They knew what a charge was. They knew when socks and stuff were coming out. And so I think 12th Man's just done an unbelievable job. And those guys, man, I just kept telling them, man, just embrace it. It only happens a couple times.
I know y'all are, one game at a time and just kind of day by day, but y'all have any goals specifically about, I know y'all played well at home last year about, protecting Reed and trying to go the whole year without a loss here? Is that something y'all talk about, or is it just day by day?
I think it's just kind of in what we do every day. We want to win every game. Sometimes adversity hits, you're not going to do that. But I think for us, our ability to play well at Reed, play in front of a packed house, and give the fans something to really cheer for is in the back of our minds. We know, we have to kind of be really good within the home court. Even for stuff down the road, you have to try to defend home court and try to win some games on the road as well.
Given all the preseason love that Wade has gotten, what is it like to see him handle that and earn that success?
No, it's unbelievable. He comes from a great family. He's a great person himself. outside of this basketball stuff that he does very well. But I think he's the same weight. He moves the same way, talks the same way, puts his shoes on the same way. I don't think it's gotten to him at all. I think he knows what he has to do. He's somebody who works a ton, and he's truly confident within his work. And so I think he's the same weight, and he'll be an even better player this year.
What is it like playing with a player of that stature, capability, and ability?
Well, it's awesome. I mean, I've played with some really good guys in high school. Played alongside Armando Bacot, kind of see him and what he's done at UNC. But and played AAU with Mark Williams when he was at Duke, and so I've played against some really really good guys, and just to see the work ethic and how much they want to win. I think that's what kind of gets lost. People look at the points and the rebounds or the blocks, but at the end of the day, those guys truly want to win. And I think that's Wade's biggest goal. I know sometimes it doesn't look like if he scores 2 points, he wants to win, but he has to do what's right for this team. And I think he's got a great head on his shoulders. He's remained very humble, and he's just excited. And I know that he wants to win for himself and for this university.
Kind of along those lines of preseason expectations, I know y'all as a team obviously have a lot of, I don't want to say necessarily a huge target on your back, but you're not going to sneak up on anybody this year, especially in league play. How are you kind of talking to each other about how to handle that aspect of, we're going to probably get everyone's best shot every night?
Yeah, and I mean, for this program, much of this time, we've kind of been the hunters when we go out there, and now we're kind of the hunted. But I think we've kind of kept the same mindset of being hunters still. Before every game, Wade breaks the huddle down, and he still says hunt. And I think that's what we have to continue to do. If we get content with being hunted, then this team will not have any success. So I think we have to continue to be the hunters.
Last time we were in this room, someone asked us, out of all the returning talent, who do they think since the offseason has gotten the best? And he mentioned you by name and talked about your maturity and your leadership. Can you tell us what's happened since last year to this year that would make us say that?
I would say just trying to be a guy who's I get pretty emotional when stuff happens, when adversity and stuff hits. Trying to be somebody who's more calm within those situations, and kind of when success is coming my way, deflect it to other people. I think that's what's kind of helped me along, especially the off season. And just continue to learn the game. I think that's a big step I took. I've probably watched the most film I've ever watched as far as an off season. So kind of learning the game a little bit more. Make sure when I'm on the court, the game is a lot slower than it has been in the past. And so just continue to try to lead the guys, try to say the right things at the right moment, even when, sometimes people don't want to hear it. You have to be honest, and we talk about that as a team. I think that's what makes this team special. We're honest. Nobody's going to sugarcoat anything within it. And so I think just being honest within the team, and even with coach, sometimes coach will ask me, Henry, do you think this is right for the team? Do you think it's wrong for the team? So just being honest with him too.
I know you mentioned not looking ahead in terms of games, but are you excited to later in non-conference to get back to Virginia?
Yeah, I'm super excited. Coach Williford and Coach Bennett are two guys who I admire how they go about their day-to-day life, how they are as family men, how they are as coaches. Two people that I really have a ton of respect for, and just to go back home and play in John Paul Jones, play in front of a lot of family and friends who haven't been able to see me play since high school will be special. But we still have to win that game. If I sit the bench the whole time, score 0 points, and we still win the game, I think that's what's best for Texas A&M. But I'm super excited for it, and I think it would just be an unbelievable environment.
All right, that's a wrap.
Thank you, Henry.
Thanks, Henry.
Thanks, Henry.